It is Daybreak Interactive, the discussion segment, or rather, the contribution segment for Daybreak on Trust TV, where we get to get your perspectives and contributions on different issues and topics that we put forth. And today we will be talking about the cost of medical services. Yes, of course, with the occasioning of the economic crunch, the rise in the cost of commodities in the market, a lot of Nigerians would bear witness to the fact that the cost of medical supplies, the cost of treatment, and the cost of accessing medical facilities has since skyrocketed, some by up to 50%, some by over 100%, depending on your location and depending on the kind of medical facility that you're accessing and, of course, the kind of ailment. Hospitals demand deposit payment before care, leaving patients and caregivers stranded due to, in some cases, an over 150% hike in costs. And patients have begun to turn to cheaper, unsafe alternatives, such as herbal concoctions, among others, in order to cater for their health needs. Over 90% of Nigerians still lack health insurance, exacerbating the issue. High operational costs are making public hospital care unaffordable for most Nigerians, as well as basic care costs have spiked between 50% to 150% nationwide, causing financial strain for maximum wage earners. And deposit first is the new normal in the state and federal hospital, but many cannot pay. Consultation fees have also risen, in some cases from around 2,000 naira to 3,000 naira to over 5,000 naira since last year. So what is your take on this development? The phone lines are going to be open, and of course it's going to be put on your screen for you to call in, comment, share your thoughts, share your experiences with regards to the rising cost of treatment, the rising cost of accessing health facilities, and generally the rising cost of healthcare in Nigeria. Of course, this is also occasioned by the fact that some pharmaceutical companies in Nigerians had exited at one point due to the economic crunch, due to the backlog of payments that the CBN was supposed to make to international companies at the time that it was not able to meet up with, and a host of other factors which some would describe as a harsh economic climate. However, who bears the brunt of all of this? Of course, it's you and I, Nigerians. So when was the last time you had cause to visit a health facility, a medical center, or a large teaching hospital? What was your experience? What did you used to buy drugs at that time? What was the cost of drugs then? How much are they charging now? What was the cost of consultation fee, if there were any at the time? And what is the cost now? What if you juxtapose the difference between the cost before and the cost now? How much is it? How much is Nigerians going to continue to pay, especially as a lot of them, do not have health insurance? 90%, they say, and this exacerbating issue of, cost of these drugs has really gotten to a point where some hospitals, according to reports, now prescribe drugs and other health or medical supplies that patients would need, and leave the onus completely up to the patient, to go out to get these drugs for them to get treatment. So please call in with those concerns, call in with those comments, call in with those contributions. Let's hear your thoughts, let's hear your take, and of course, let's hear solutions. Because in all problems, we know that solutions are what put away those problems. So if you know you have solutions in terms of advice and what the government should do, please also call in, to tell the government that, well, we could do this, we could do that, we could do this, we could do that, amidst all, of the situation that the country faces. We have a caller now. Good morning, welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning. This is Koko calling from Ekiti State, Nigeria.
Kokori from Ikiti, welcome to the program. What's your contribution?
Yes, this is quite interesting, the topic for this discussion. I happen to be a victim of this expensive health services these days. Just yesterday morning, I have a wound. I went to an hospital, a teaching hospital. Then under health insurance, they asked me to go and pay 1,350 for one, then another 1,200 or thereabouts. And I have less than 1,000 naira with me, just to buy vitamin C, buy this amoxicillin and one other capsule like that.
And it's over 1,000 naira.
Yes.
So what would be your call to the government in order to reduce this rising cost of health care in Nigeria?
I think even the health insurance scheme that I'm registered, I think government have to subsidize, because honestly the prices of goods and services are skyrocketing every day, and it affects drugs too. So I learned the price, the health insurance price is different from the prevailing price. So a kind of substitution and subtraction will make. Then the patient will have to go and pay the difference. The difference between the health insurance price and the prevailing price, which is quite exorbitant. Perhaps the government should subsidize. And the health insurance should update their
pricing.
Yes, regularly. Inflation is not something that the government should joke with in Nigeria presently.
Indeed.
Yes, the price. I mean, the pricing of this drugs should be. The review should be a regular thing. Otherwise, the patients will be at the receiving hands of especially the poor masses, will be at the receiving hands of this skyrocketed health services.
Indeed.
I have to return home buying vitamin C and using local something to take care of my wound. Just yesterday.
Oh, that's quite unfortunate. Kokori, thank you so much for the call, but definitely we wish you a quick recovery from your injury.
Thank you.
Yes, so Kokori narrated his experience there, went to the hospital, he had a cut, and he had to spend over 1,300 naira just to procure vitamin C and other antibiotics. And he's calling for a review in the price list for insurance companies and the likes. However, we have another caller. Good morning, welcome to Daybreak Interactive.
Hello,
what's your name
morning.
and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, your name and your location.
Yeah, my name is Mohammed from Maiduguri.
So if you would repeat your name again, I didn't quite get that.
Mohammed from Maiduguri.
Oh, Mohammed from Maiduguri. Welcome to the program. Please go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah. Please, it's about this NHS issue that I really just finished reporting something about. I want to also...
Please go ahead. We can hear you. Have you had an experience so far? What was your last encounter going to the hospital for medical attention?
Yes. I was just at the teaching hospital yesterday for my clinic.
Go ahead, I can hear you.
Yeah, so the issue is when you see your doctor and drugs has been prescribed to you, if you go to the pharmacy, you always don't find the drugs there. They'll tell you they are not supplied. For the past 2 months now,
you've been unable to get those drugs required for your ailment.
It's very pathetic for most of us that are Yes, most of us that have been to the specialized clinic, when you go there, they prescribe to you sugar drugs or BP drugs or whatever drugs. You go there, they are not there.
So how have you been managing? How have you been managing to get these drugs?
Of course, you must find a way. You can't wait.
And at what cost? At what cost does this come to you? Mohammed, sorry, I'm interjecting, but could you give us sort of a clearer perspective as to how it's been? You know, the price these drugs used to be for. Now that the drugs are unavailable at the hospital, how much you're getting them for outside the hospital facility?
Sometimes you just go. Normally when you go to the clinic, this specialized clinic, when they prescribe the drugs to you, when you go, actually what they do is they just cost you 10% of the drug, and then if they're available, they give it as for you. Now, in instances where these drugs are not available, that means you have to cross over the road when you see chemists just opposite the teaching hospital there, and then when you go, sometimes the drugs may even cost a lot of money that you may not even afford. So you may end up buying maybe a drug that may only suffice for a week.
Or might be of inferior quality.
Instead of you getting a drug that you should be taking for for a month or so.
Indeed. All right, then. Thank you so much for the call.
That is the problem we are facing now. For over 2 months now, there are no drugs in this.
All right, then. Thank you so much for the call and for the contributions. I definitely do hope that the situation becomes better for you to be able to access these drugs required for your treatment. Thank you so much for calling, Mohammed, all the way from Maiduguri there. So two callers rather have mentioned: one, a need for a review of the price of commodities, and two, the fact that these drugs are fast becoming scarce to even be purchased. And we have another caller. Good morning, welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Benue State.
Your name, sir?
My name is Joe Aja.
Joe, please, you can proceed.
Okay. From Benue State.
Please proceed with your contributions. How has it been accessing healthcare in Benue State? Has the price changed? Job, can you hear me? Okay, unfortunately we lost him, but we have yet another caller. Good morning, welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning. Happy weekend. This is Ade from London.
Good morning, Mr. Ade, all the way from London. Welcome to the program. Regular caller there, Mr. Ade. Please proceed with your contribution.
I didn't hear you.
Yes, you can proceed, Mr. Ade. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, all right. My advice to my people is that they should be careful of what they eat, what goes into their tummy, to avoid sickness. So, white man says prevention is better than cure. So I think that's number one. Number two, the federal government should be serious about this NHS. They are doing NHS,
NHIS.
Yes. So this is one. Yes. So the federal government should be serious about it and make sure that those who subscribe to it have free drugs, free everything treatment. That's the meaning of insurance. Because we have it here. That's why we don't pay for anything here. We don't pay for any treatment at all.
Indeed.
The only thing you pay, if you are working and they prescribe medicine for you, go to the chemist. If you are working, you buy it. But if you are not working, you get it for free. Or if you are elderly man, from 60 and above, everything is free for drugs. So, but treatment is not treatment, everything is free. So, because you have already paid national insurance, that's what we call it here. But so, federal government should be serious because health is wealth.
Indeed.
We need to treat our people, most especially common people. They need it. So they should be serious, and government should make sure every state or local government, federal government should work with the Ministry of Health to have a standard pharmacy there so that can solve people's problem or health center. Because this is very important for the insurance. And those who don't have insurance should be encouraged to have it.
Indeed.
But above all, prevention. Don't just eat anyhow, buy food anyhow, and in order to avoid being sick. So that's my advice to my people.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ade. You too, Mr. Ade. You too. Thank you so much for the call, Mr. Ade, calling all the way from London there with his contribution. Regular caller on Daybreak Interactive. Yes, the government should be serious and also work towards ensuring that more Nigerians are captured, under the National Health Insurance Scheme. We have another caller. Good morning. Welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where are you calling from, sir?
Yakudima calling from Maiduguri.
Shatima from Maiduguri, welcome to the program. Please continue with your contributions.
You see, you are talking about hospital issue.
Yes, indeed.
Honestly speaking, government need to do something about it because the thing is too much. Hospital become an exploitation center or an extortion center on the citizens.
Tell us your experience, Shatima.
Now, for example, in teaching hospital Maiduguri, I know before bed fee for adults, they are collecting 200 naira. But now it's 4,000 naira, you can imagine.
What did you call it again? Gate fee?
You say bed fee is 200 naira before. And now they are collecting 4,000 naira.
For registration fee?
No, bed fee.
Oh, bed fee. Oh, okay. Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
And the test that they are collecting 600 naira before, now they are collecting 4,000 naira.
So
600 naira before, now 4,000 naira.
An exponential increase.
Blood screening. They are collecting 2,000 naira before, now it's 9,000 naira. You can imagine people are struggling to feed themselves. Now, if you fall sick, the whole money that you save to buy food stock, the hospital bill will consume it.
Indeed.
You can imagine. And the issue of this, what they call it, health, that the workers are enjoying, NHIs.
Yes, health insurance.
The NHIs that workers are enjoying, you can find that if you go to them, in the HNIs, you can only get a simple drugs. What I mean by simple drugs, that's cheap drugs like paracetamol and the rest. All expensive drugs, you cannot get it there. So honestly speaking, something needs to be done. And as Mr. Ade says, you eat healthy food so that you can avoid falling sick.
Indeed.
As the popular saying says, pay the cook, but don't pay the doctor.
Indeed. Shatima, thank you so much for the contribution, and also thank you so much for bringing it to the fore, the exponential increase in the price of accessing service at the Maiduguri Teaching Hospital. You said bed fee rose from 200 naira to around 4,000 naira, and in other cases you said blood tests, if I got you right, rose from around 2,000 naira to close to 9,000 naira, an exponential increase in the price of accessing health care services in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. We have another caller. Good morning, welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, so do give us a call back. It's been Daybreak Interactive, and callers have called in to share contributions and experiences that they've had while trying to access medical care at the different health facilities across the country. An exponential increase, some have said, in the price of commodities, in the price of drugs, and in the price of other ingestibles that they might need, to treat themselves from the different ailments. Good morning, welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, good morning. So please give us a call back. I can barely hear what you're saying. However, there are rising concerns that the rising prices of access to healthcare services, access to healthcare facilities, is definitely going to push Nigerians, millions of Nigerians who can no longer afford, medical care, to seek alternatives. Now, this is where the worry comes in, because what's the quality of the alternative care that you're seeking for? How good is it? Is it even care in the end when, you end up accessing or purchasing substandard drugs that might be fake and might even do more damage than good? Good morning, welcome to Daybreak Interactive. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, good morning, can you hear me?
morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Isaac, I'm calling from Abakaliki, Ebonyi State.
All right, Isaac from Abakaliki, thank you for calling the program. Go ahead with your contribution.
Honestly, healthcare issue now has become a death trap.
I'm with you. Go ahead.
Healthcare issue in Nigeria now has become a death trap. Most especially with national health insurance scheme. If you go to the hospital, doctor must have seen you, go to the pharmacy to get drugs, and then be able to get. They have two pharmacies. If you go to the one of NHS, the only drug you get is 6 months. And they would direct you to the pharmacy where you are going to pay. And another thing, the cost of drugs in the hospital is even more expensive than the one you get outside the hospital.
So, Isaac,
make comparison.
Isaac, please, I would love you to touch especially on the cost of drugs in the hospital and the differential outside. So some callers also mentioned that.
Listen, I'm going to give you.
Okay.
Go to Federal Medical Center in Asaba. So I went to the pharmacy. A kind of estimate of the drug going to buy. But in long run, they said they don't have the same drug in their pharmacy. I should go to the neighborhood where we pay. In the long run, I got angry. I went to ask outside. The price is almost 2,000 naira. Federal in Asaba.
10,000.
Yes, the price difference is almost 2,000. The same thing applies to teaching hospitals in Abakaliki. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
You want to. The process you follow. If you are sick, you must have died separately before you see a doctor. The process you follow before you finally get a doctor. At times you go to the hospital, you prepare the process, and a person who will for you. The following thing, imagine someone who is sick, not access healthcare. Meaning you die several times before you see the doctor. In the long run, serious monitoring must be done on health provider.
Indeed.
They do whatever they do, they charge at their own time. You can see when you go to hospital, ordering drugs, and you on.
Isaac, I would beg that you please give us a call back to continue with this explanation, because unfortunately we can now barely make out what you're saying because of the network connectivity there. Please do give us a call back so you could elaborate more, on some of these issues you're talking about, especially as it regards to access to healthcare there in Ebonyi down to Asaba, the Delta State capital. Please give us a call back. And we have another caller. Good morning. Welcome to Daybreak Interactive.
Good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and your location, sir?
Yes, I'm calling from Kaduna State. I'm Ibro by name.
Igwe from Kaduna.
Ibro.
Okay, my apologies, Ibro from Kaduna State. Go ahead with your contribution.
Yes, and health facilities have become a problem in our own country. If you look at what is going on right now, the government, as I said, they don't really have our concern. They don't have the interest of the masses. It's just unfortunate they are facing this heart condition. Health facility, this ought to be one of their priority to cater for the citizen, protection, security, and also the welfare of the city. I think that is what is called government, governance policy. But when you look at what is going on now, they've restricted. Look at Kenya, ordinary tax. I work as a worker, ordinary tax. The youth are demonstrating. I'm not calling for violence in our country, but that is a fact.
But Nigerians did the same thing in 2020 with the EndSARS.
Yes, Yes, EndSARS, we heard about that. But what came out of it? Lad Mohammed, sorry, I'm even mentioning it now. The Minister of Information said there was nothing like that, but at the end of the day, there was evidence. So the government have no interest for these masses at heart. Masses are suffering. We are suffering seriously. High cost of living, and nothing is done about it. High cost of living in this country, to even feed is a problem. Not to talk of when you are sick. I like that acronym the person gave. Pay the cook, don't pay the doctor. So we should eat healthy. See, there have been a lot of crisis, a lot of problems, a lot of difficulties, high cost of living. You can't even purchase drugs. What are they governing us? What is their mandate? What is their duty? For goodness sake. As what somebody said, that if somebody is about to die, go to the hospital, it's just a trap, a death trap, because there's nothing you can do about it. Everything is not working. This government came, before he came, he was there. He was there. He was in APC. He was there. He knows the problem of this. Up till now, nothing is working in this country. I beg, let the government rise up to their own duty. We are tired. People are suffering.
All right,
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Ibro, calling all the way from Kaduna State with your contributions, calling on the government to rise up to their responsibilities, and also re-echoing the previous caller's phrase, or rather proverb, which says, pay the cook, don't pay the doctor. Because, well, if you look at it and you analyze it, it's actually cheaper to pay the cook than paying the doctor, because if you eat right and you do all that is necessary, to protect yourself from falling ill, you might as well save yourself the cost of purchasing expensive drugs and the cost of accessing healthcare, which has skyrocketed since last year. So, of course, keep the calls coming in, share your experiences, and also, well, my director is telling me that maybe we cannot keep this conversation going because it's now time to wrap up Daybreak Interactive. However, it's been 1,000 gratitudes to those Nigerians who have called in on the program, to offer their experiences, share, contributions on these developments, and also offer advice to governments and Nigerians on how, to go about managing this situation. My own advice to you will be, please make your health a top priority. It would cost you less to spend more on food than to wait till, you get ill and then you spend so much on treatment. There's a cholera outbreak out there. You need to be careful about what you ingest, be it the food, the water, and every other thing that you consider touching, and walking around. So please be careful, please stay safe, and continue to do your best to ensure that you're at optimum health status. And that's it for Daybreak Interactive.